I didn't know my long distance husband was gay until after the wedding when I found out he was cheating. Now, before we get into that, let me welcome you guys back to Unsolicited with Fola. Can we have the drum roll, please? Hi, guys. My name is Fola, and you're welcome back to Unsolicited Podcast. It's been very, 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 very long since I did this because, oh my God, life has been lifing. For those that don't know, my name is Fola, and I started this podcast back in 2021 when I felt like I had a lot of opinions to give about so many things, and I just wanted to, talk and share because I love talking. And along the line, I sort of like transitioned into creating content on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And, I just forgot about my podcast. I just forgot about it. And a while back, I was just, thinking and reflecting, and I'm like, oh my God, why did I stop podcasting? Why? Why did I stop? But instead of, pondering on the why, I decided to dust my mic up and say, yeah, we can come back. We can do this again. We can start the podcast back. And here I am. This is Unsolicited 3.0 because Fola is now 30 years old. And this is like a very, very, very different version of Fola. It's not the same Fola that you guys were listening to back then. Definitely not the same. I mean, I'm still the same at my core, but a lot of upgrade, a lot of improvement has been done. And so, yeah, I just had to add that 3.0 in there. So guys, once again, you're welcome. For those that might be listening to this or hearing me for the first time, I'm going to give you guys a brief intro or a brief explanation of what my podcast is about. It's pretty simple, honestly. Just like the name implies, it's unsolicited. Like, there's no specific theme. There's no specific topic or whatever. It's pretty much just me giving my unsolicited opinion on everything. But like I said, it's like, I've upgraded now. So there's a different twist to how we're going to be doing things. Now, in the new Unsolicited, for every episode, I will be bringing you guys some of the hottest, craziest, funniest dilemmas from the internet. And together we can think through them, talk through them, share our opinions. And the catch is we're going to be getting a second perspective from, can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? One of the most fascinating tools humans have ever created, which is what? AI. Just like the name implies, artificial intelligence. Because come to think of it, almost everyone, I'm not going to say almost everyone, but a lot of people have come to start relying on AI for advice. And I know this because I posted a video like a couple of weeks back. And in the video, I was just, I was trying to say, like, if you asked to go through any app on my phone, like maybe WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, I would gladly give it to you. But if you ask to go through my chat GPT, definitely will not be giving it to you. And that video did numbers. It's still doing numbers. And I was shocked to see how much people could relate to that, because honestly, I didn't think like so many people would find it relatable. It used to be like a thing that I would talk about with my friends, like, oh my God, when you need advice, just go to ChatGPT, like that. So making that video, posting it, and then seeing like a lot of people like, saying the same thing, like, oh my God, this is so true. Nobody should look at my chat, blah, 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 blah. It just had me thinking like, It's not just me. A lot of people can relate to this. So why don't we bring this up into the podcast where we ask ChatGPT for advice, but not for for other people. So yeah, will we always agree to what ChatGPT has to say? Probably not, because even me, when I chat with chat, I don't know if that's correct. When I tell it some things, the response is I'm always like, nah. But are we going to find it entertaining? I think it would be very entertaining, to be honest. I think it would be very entertaining. And I think you guys are going to like it. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. By the way, guys, our theme song for this podcast is going to be If You Ask Me. Now who I go ask? If you don't know the song, just go Google Omawumi. I think the title of the song is If You Ask Me. I think pretty much what she's saying is like some of the things that people can ask you in this life can be very, very crazy. Like, and if you ask her for an opinion, like who is she supposed to ask? Because this matter is bigger than her. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be our theme song because I feel like it just fits into the whole thing we're going to be doing on this podcast. And thankfully, we now have an answer for Omawumi, I would say. We can ask AI. Technology has saved us. We can always ask AI. So if you ask me, I will ask ChatGPT. All right, guys, enough with the bands. Let's get into today's dilemma, okay? So I haven't actually read this dilemma. I only saw the cover, which, is what I said at the start. I wanted to make sure the first time I would be reading it would also be like live on the podcast so that my responses can be very, very, very real. Like it can be in real time. So let's go. Let's read it. So the story goes, I and my husband wedded legally last year. We dated for 6 years plus, and it was a long distance relationship. He stays in the US and I stay here in Nigeria. While we were dating, he never came to Nigeria. It bothered me so much because it wasn't like he didn't have all the means of coming. He did. I complained. He kept on promising and failing. At some point, I just wanted to move on, but he kept calling. He supports me financially, whether I ask or not, and his auntie begged me to be patient. Last year was the first time he came to visit me, and he insisted we did a court wedding so he could process me coming over to the US. Nice. Now, we both come from religious families, lots of pastors and all. His family insisted they paid my dowry and all because of the fear that we would fornicate, but I refused. Everything seemed rushed and I couldn't understand the uneasiness I felt about the whole arrangement. Even my husband wanted to pay my dowry too. Prior to what we had discussed, oh, sorry, this person is so bad with punctuation, so so I think he meant even my husband wanted to pay my dowry too, prior to what we had discussed. I love him, but I felt we needed to spend time together, understand each other on a deeper level before jumping into marriage. He treats me very well, but I still felt like I didn't know him so much. I didn't know so much about him. My parents didn't mind either. Their concern was their only daughter getting married. Finally, everyone agreed to us doing the court wedding alone for now. Full stop. And then we get into another paragraph. So this is a long one. He went back he went back the week after the wedding and things continued to be okay. And then in January, he came visiting and I found out through text on his phone that he's been cheating all through our relationship and marriage. I was so sad. I didn't know how to handle the situation. I stylishly talked to my friend and mom, and all I heard was all men cheat, especially when you both are not living together. This didn't sit well with me, but I never confronted him about it. I didn't know how to handle it. He came visiting again in July, which marked our 1 year anniversary of being legally married. This time, I had the shock of my life. I found out that my husband has not just been cheating on me, he's been cheating on me with men. Not one, not two, not three. I lost count. All the people he's cheating on me previously and presently are all men. My husband is GAY. I confronted him and he was lying so much until I brought out all the proof. And then he started apologizing, saying it's a problem he's battling with. What baffles me is how he used to loudly judge the LGBTQ community, and behind closed doors, he's one of them. I don't know what to do. I'm beyond hurt. The worst part is I can't even share this with anyone. I'm too ashamed. I can't see him the same way anymore. If I say I want a divorce, how am I going to say the reason? He says it won't happen again, but deep down, I know it's a lie. I know if I talk to family, they're going to say I should pray for him. It's the devil. If I talk to friends, they might say I should endure till I leave the country. If that happens, his family would say they've always known that I was only using him to travel to the US, which is not true. I can't sleep. I can't eat. This whole situation is killing me. I don't know what to do. Please help me. This is actually a very crazy one, but it's not shocking for me because I've heard about similar stories like this too before. I remember, I think sometime last year, someone sent me this when I was very active on TikTok. Someone sent me something similar, but I mean, in this case, she wasn't married. In her case, if I can remember properly, she was dating the guy, and then she found out that the guy was cheating on her with men. So he was like, in the closet. He was not actually straight. He was gay, and he was cheating on her with a man, with several men in Toronto, to be specific. But I couldn't share that story on my TikTok because I knew it would just be too much. So I feel like that's why I'm not surprised. But this one is very sad though, most especially because this is her husband to begin with, like your husband. I don't know where I should start my response from because it's a long one. They've been together for like 6 years. That's a long time to be with someone for, only to come and find out that you're not their type. It's crazy. But first, while I'm putting together my response in my head so that I can be very articulate, I'm going to send this dilemma to ChatGPT so that we can also get a response from chat. So, let's see what ChatGPT is going to say. All right, guys. So while we're waiting for ChatGPT to go through the dilemma and give us a response, I'm just going to say, first off, I don't have anything against the members of the LGBTQ. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with, being like identifying with any of the categories that we have. So it's sad that, people still go around doing things like this. Like, that you're not attracted to a certain gender, but you would still get married to them. I think this is what we call lavender marriages. I've been seeing a lot about it on social media, and it happens a lot in Nigeria. Like, it's such a common thing where you see men who aren't attracted to women get married to women, and then they start cheating on them with men. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would anyone do that to themselves? Like, I understand that in Nigeria we still have like a very, very big issue with, people being different in terms of like their sexuality. But for someone who has been able to go to the US, like you're now based in the US, I don't think you have to hide anymore. And it's left for you to just be very honest with the person you're dating. If you cannot be honest with the person you're dating, just like look for a reason to break up with them and focus on your life where you are. And if your family members keep asking you to get married, you just keep telling them something until you're ready to come out of the closet. I don't support, bringing other people into your own mess. Like, you have your own thing. It's not bad that you're attracted to men. What is bad is being with a woman, because now you're bringing someone else into your own stuff, and you're making their life miserable. Like, you're causing them pain, you're causing them hurt because you don't want to accept the truth about yourself. Now, that's the part that I don't like and that I don't agree with. Whether you like men, whether you like women, there's nothing wrong with that. But do not go for the opposite of what you want, because that's pure wickedness. And human beings tend to do this a lot, especially when it comes to marriage and relationships. I don't understand why. And since I'm a woman, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be talking about it from the men's perspective mostly, like, because I've seen men do it a lot. Men would tell you that they want a traditional woman. They want a woman who sits at home and, wants to just be cooking, cleaning, and all of that. And they will not go for that. When it's time for them to get married, they will go for the opposite. I remember when I was in Nigeria, when I was working, I had, some of my colleagues that were my friends. There was a particular girl that I was really close to, and she wasn't a traditional woman. She was a very intelligent woman, and you could tell that she was career oriented. Like, she was all about her career and how she could further and grow herself and become better at it. I had another guy who was my friend as well. I mean, we were all working in the same place, and he had like a crush on this other lady. So let me give them names. Let's call the guy Adam, and let's call the girl Eve. So Eve was like career oriented. She was just all about how she can, grow and become a senior analyst. Like, she just wanted to keep going up in her career. She wanted to get a master's. That's what she was all about. Now, Adam, on the other hand, I don't really know what his plans for his career was, but I knew that he had a crush on Eve. And I remember one particular day when he was like talking about the crush he had on Eve. He made a statement about how he would just love to marry Eve and, just have her in the house, making babies for him, and, just like. And when he said that, I just looked at him and I was like, are you okay? You can see this lady, you can see that this is the kind of thing that she likes, right? She wants to be a career woman. And you're telling me, you're saying you literally want to marry her and put her in the house, like literally do the opposite of what you can see she loves. How does that make sense to you? And he couldn't even say anything. And I feel like most men don't actually see things from that perspective, because maybe they don't recognize women as individuals or something. I don't know what it is, but to see someone and see that this is what they love and then decide that you want to give them something else, it makes no sense. At the end of the day, I guess my point is, we need to stop this thing where we know that this is what we want, this is what we like, but when it's time for us to choose, we go for the opposite and then try to flip the person the other way around. Or in some cases, you're not even trying to flip the person, you just go for the opposite. And in the long run, you end up like resenting the person because that is not what you wanted in the first place. Look at this scenario now. This guy is not attracted to women, but he's been dating this lady for 6 whole years. 6 whole years. And the crazy parts, they've not even been sexually active. I mean. So let's assume she's like maybe purely virgin. And, this is someone that will probably be looking forward to enjoying a very good sexual life with her husband once she's married. You know what's gonna happen? She's she's gonna get there, join him, and their sexual life would be shit. It would be rubbish because he's not attracted to women. And then you end up having a woman who is not sexually satisfied in a marriage and she can't do anything about it. And then you have a man who doesn't like women, who is married to a woman. So definitely he probably will not be treating her right. Like I can go on and on and on about how this is going to turn out. It makes absolutely no sense. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much. So if I were to advise her, my own is pretty simple. My advice is pretty straight. Like, get a divorce. Just get a divorce. Life is not hard. The thing about situations like this is, once they've presented themselves to you and you've seen it and you've seen that it's not something that you want to put up with, there's nothing confusing. I don't see any dilemma in this case. I swear to God, I don't see any dilemma. It's very simple. Get a divorce. You see all this one that she's talking about? She doesn't want to tell the family that he's gay. If she doesn't tell him, what's she gonna tell them? The reason for the divorce is blah blah blah. They're gonna say she's using him for papers. Like, sister, just ask yourself, do you want to be married to a man who is not attracted to women? If your answer is no, there you have it. Get a divorce. It's that simple. Unless you want to go for that with your own plan and use him to get to US. I'm not going to support that because I don't like when people repay evil with evil, although in the world we're in, it's a thing, right? But for me, get a divorce, move on with your life. 6 years is a long time. You've already wasted that. So you shouldn't waste more time trying to figure out what to do. Get a divorce and go and find someone who is attracted to women. When people are asking you why are you getting it, you don't need to answer. You're a grown human being. And I think that's another thing that I feel like adults and people need to realize. When you're making decisions for yourself, for your life, you don't need people to understand the why. You don't need to convince people. Do you understand? Like, it's not a thing of, I want to leave my marriage. How do I convince people that I want to leave my marriage? Like, hello, are they in the marriage with you? Now, I'm not saying that, discard family or don't care about anybody's opinions, but when it comes to situations like this, where you're the one in the situation itself, you know what is happening, you know where the shoe is pinning you. You shouldn't be thinking about how to convince other people. And this is something I wish I knew earlier as well, to be very honest. But I've learned that now. You shouldn't be thinking about how you're going to convince people that the decision you're making for yourself, for your own life, is right. Because you might never be able to. And if you're focused on how you can convince them, you might end up remaining in the same situation that does not favor you for longer than you should. So when it comes to making decisions about your life, forget about everybody else and just do what you think is best for yourself. So whether people will understand why you are divorcing, the crazy part is this lady can end up telling them that this man is gay. He doesn't like women and she wants to get a divorce, and they'll still tell her to stay there. I can assure you. So at the end of the day, just do what you think is best for you. So guys, that's my own opinion. Now let's go and see what ChatGPT has to say. It's quite long. Oh my God. It's quite long. Okay. I'm gonna read it out. ChatGPT says, "Sis, the way my jaw kept dropping every 2 paragraphs. At some point, I wasn't reading a dilemma anymore. I was reading plot twist. Netflix, are you taking notes?" Anyway, let me go straight to the final recommendation or final verdict of what ChatGPT advises this person to do. It says you married one man. Unfortunately, the man you married and the man you discovered appeared to be two different people. You are not leaving because he's attracted to men. You are considering leaving because the foundation of your marriage was built on deception. Those are two very different conversations. And to everyone listening, because of course my bestie knows that this is for the podcast, stop marrying potential. Stop marrying promises. Stop marrying someone who says they will become after immigration, after relocation, after marriage. Marry the person standing in front of you today. Who is standing in front of me today? Let me come and marry you. Just kidding, guys. Because sometimes the biggest red flag isn't what people tell you, it's what they never let you see. Okay. Clock that. So yeah. What do you guys think about this dilemma? If you were the writer, what would you do if you found out that your spouse was attracted to the other gender? Would you stay in the marriage or would you leave? Let me know in the comment section, and I think that would be all for today. That's all for today, because I don't want this podcast episodes to be too long so that you guys are able to listen to it, because I know a lot of people have issues with attention span now, myself inclusive. And since it's not like a video, I want to keep it short, simple, and sweet, straight to the point. And I hope I've been able to do that today. Also, I know that my voice is not sonorous. It's not the kind of voice that you listen to and fall asleep and, you just feel, but you guys should please, I beg, help me manage it. Manage it like that. And let me know what you guys think about Unsolicited with Fola 3.0 being back. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you in my next episode. Bye.